everyone, Lucamus Prime here, so it's time for the next episode of a movie that didn't need a sequel, and in today's video I'm going to be covering this time an example of a supernatural horror film, which is ironically a sequel, and to me is the end of a horror franchise by James Wan. And this film, which I personally think did not need a sequel and should have been the end of the film's timeline, of course, is none other than 2013's Insidious 2. So, you guys are going to be asking me, what are my thoughts on the Insidious franchise? Well, so, early this week, guys, I binge-watched the whole franchise. The first movie I thought was a great start to the franchise. I really enjoyed it, and Josh Lambert is also my second favourite role of Patrick Wilson behind Ed Warren in the Conjuring franchise, and Renee Lambert, Josh's wife, is also my favourite role of Rose Byrne as well. I thought her performance was amazing in these films, and then, however, though, I did also as well really love Insidious 2, though, and I'd consider it to be the best of the films. I definitely really loved Insidious Chapter 2. I thought it was brilliant, and in my opinion, one of the best horror sequels ever made to me, and definitely one of the best ones I've seen from James Wan as well. And on the topic of why I think it did not need a sequel then, so after, of course, the events of the film, where there's lots of horror, and it's pretty scary, I must say, it gives a happy ending to the Lambert family, because Josh is able to regain control of his body after he gets possessed, and he's able to reunite with his family, and Josh and his son Dalton, who is also my favourite role of Ty Simpkins as well, they have the memories suppressed by Carl, which was definitely really great to see. So right there, I saw a very happy ending for the Lambert family, gave them really nice closure there, and they also as well gave a pretty good conclusion as well to Elise as well, I must say too, in definitely a good fashion for a horror film, I must say too, because sometime later, Specs and Tucker arrive at the house of a family whose daughter Alison is in a coma, and no one but Alison's younger sister can see Elise's spirit, who is first seen standing behind Specs and Tucker due to, of course, a potential ability of astral projection. The spirit then passes between them and enters Alison's room, but then a terrified-looking Elise is confronted by an unseen figure behind Alison as a creaking sound is heard. So right there, that was definitely a good way to end it in a nice horror-y fashion, really. And I personally think it is the end because it gave a very good closure to the Lambert family, because I think these films are all about the Lambert family, and I think that it had a really good closure in this. So as far as I'm concerned, Insidious Chapter 2 is the end of Insidious. After this, we then got a prequel called Insidious Chapter 3, released in 2015, which I thought was a very good prequel. I really enjoyed Chapter 3. Unfortunately, however, we then got The Last Key, another one, which I thought was garbage in my opinion, just terrible in my opinion. No characters that I cared about whatsoever, because literally the only thing I liked about it was Elise, and that was it, really. Other than that, the film absolutely sucked. Just absolutely terrible in my opinion, just trash. I really hated it. But unfortunately, this year, we got a sequel to Chapter 2, of course, which was Insidious the Red Door. Oh my god. So, I did not hear good things about this film, guys, when it first got released, early this year, in July. And I went into this with caution, because I was worried it was going to suck. And guess what? I hated it. I thought it was rubbish in my opinion, just an awful sequel that made the first two films with the Lambert family completely and utterly pointless. Because you dragged them back into this film when they already had a good ending in the second film. That's just a stupid move right there. And Patrick Wilson was good as Josh in this, and this was also his directorial debut as well, and he tried, but I personally hated the film. I thought it was terrible in my opinion. And this film does lots of stupid cliches, which in my opinion ruined it for me. So, for example, of course, they brought the Lamberts and brought them back into a drama when their story was completed before. And also as well, they did the absolutely horrible alien-free cliche to Josh's mother, Lorraine, which really angered me because I love Barbara Hershauser in the films. I thought she was amazing as Lorraine, and they gave her alien-free cliche dying off screen. Like, when I saw he did that to her, I was furious. Like, how dare he do that to such a good character? And also as well, Josh and Renee have separated as well, they're divorced. So like, great, that really sucks. And it also doesn't help that Renee is also hardly in the film too, which really sucked, because I love Osborne's performance as her, and she was wasted in this 5th movie, which was just ridiculous. And not only that as well, but Dalton also comes back in this with Ty Simpkins reprising his role as a much older Dalton now, of course. But personally, though, I feel they made him really unlikable in this film, just insufferable. Like, in the scenes where he interacts with his dad, he just really annoyed me a lot, and I just couldn't stand him whatsoever. Like, I wanted to turn off the film because he was so annoying, in my opinion, and the film got really boring too, and similar to the issue I had with The Last Key, I feel this 5th film also barely had any horror parts of it whatsoever. And all I can say is that this film to me was garbage. I can see why it got negative reviews from people that I know, because I've seen reviews for them, and now I can definitely agree with them on that, because I hated this movie. And if they do a 6th movie or any other films, I'm not going to watch them, absolutely not. Because this film killed my interest in the franchise, and I know some people as well didn't want to watch this because of how bad The Last Key was, and you know what, I don't blame them. They're doing the right thing not seeing this. It's not worth the time whatsoever, because I think it's garbage. Because, yeah, I really hated this sequel. It's one of the worst horror sequels of all time, in my opinion, guys. I think it ruined Chapter 2 so much. Like, when you do a sequel to a great film, you're not supposed to ruin that film at all. And that's what this film did with Insidious 2. They really ruined it with this. So, I will not be giving any more of my time to watching these films. If I ever own the films, guys, I'm only going to see if I can buy the first 3 films, and that's it. Because, to me, the canon trilogy is Insidious Chapter 3, then the first film, and then Chapter 2, my favourite one. And that's it for me. That's the end of the film as far as I'm concerned. Insidious 3 to me is also the only prequel to the first one that I can accept as canon. The Last Key to me does not exist. It's garbage in my opinion. It doesn't deserve to exist whatsoever. And this film, The Red Door, I also hated too. And I like to pretend these 2 films I hate don't exist, and there's only 3 films of Insidious. To me, it's only a trilogy, not a pentalogy. So, anyway, guys, this is me covering the next episode of Movie Disney, the sequel, where I was saying why, in my opinion, Insidious Chapter 2 is a big example, I can say, in the supernatural horror franchises of a film that did not need a sequel. Well, of course, and it's also got a garbage prequel to as well, but in this case, a garbage sequel to as well. So, you know the drill, guys. Be sure to give this video a like. Also, be sure to leave in the comments what you guys think of Insidious Chapter 2. I mean, Insidious franchise. Do you think Chapter 2 needed a sequel? Leave in the comments below what you think. Also, be sure to join Team Prime by pressing subscribe videos to come in the future. And I'll see you all later.